Hello everybody and welcome. Today we are going to have a special topic and it's about Game of the Year. Now this year, while a lot of people gonna say that we are getting too many garbage games, I actually don't believe that is true. And if anything, I think it's actually the reverse. We are actually getting too many games that are good and this year is going to be hard. So I wanted to make a video to interact with you guys as well. First, what is my 6 contenders for Game of the Year? What is my favorite games? Not which I think is gonna win, but which were my favorite games so far in this year. And I'm gonna start immediately. In the comments, if you want to make it more interactive, you can leave your own 6 games that you are thinking that you had the most fun. That way, we may be able to inspire each other to try some games that we haven't tried if we haven't tried them out. So, the first game that I'm going to start with is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Now, that was one of the games that I really wanted to see do well, and they did because it was just really a good game. There's not too much to say. The story changed enough to be justified as a remake. They're trying to do their own thing with the multiverse thing. It is very fun. A lot of people were like, the performance mode was bad on PS5. I played it on performance mode the whole time on PS5 on my 65-inch OLED LG C2 and I had no problems. So yeah, that can be specifically with people that go with microscopes to find bad stuff. There's definitely some lighting problems, but the story was so solid, the gameplay was so good, I didn't really care about some pixels. And I also, maybe it's my bad eyesight that helping me smoothen out. I have built-in anti-aliasing with my astigmatism. Now the second game that I played and I really loved. If you know anything about this channel, I really love Shin Megami Tensei. I have the collectors. I own this game probably like 5 times. And yeah, 5 times sounds about correct. And I love this game. I have beat it so many times. It's one of my favorite JRPGs. And they just continue to bring bangers. This time they brought with the expansion kind of thing, they brought a lot of new things to do in the game, new routes, new demons, new ways to interact with things. So it's kind of like the Persona 5 Royal situation that they had there. It's the same thing with Shin Megami Tensei, but better because you have a completely alternative route that is not really comparable to the original one. So it is refreshing even if you played the game on the Switch that was exclusively available before. Great JRPG. Another game that kind of have a big hardcore fan base. I am included in that fan base and I really love Vanillaware games. And I was so glad that they made, hopefully they made the money back and more. With the sales because they were developing this game for so long. This is the only developer that creates real-time strategy games that are not mouse click only on PC and stuff like that. They have figured, if anything actually, if you think about it, it's the reverse. They don't want to put their games on PC, maybe because it's gonna be way easier if you have mouse and everything like that. And they only put the games on consoles. It's like a reverse StarCraft situation that you cannot play it on consoles, and this one you can only play it on consoles, you cannot play it on PC with legal means. And yeah, I think that the game is great. I just really enjoy it. I owned it like 3 times as well, and it's just really good game. Really good game. It has amazing story. The real-time strategy aspect really grows on you. The way that it works is mostly that you have to react some things in real time, but you have to prepare beforehand because the battles are kind of like auto battles, like TFT, or Dota Auto Chess, that you have the units there, they're waiting for you, and you have to place them in the correct order from beforehand, and then you spread them around, kind of like Fire Emblem style, but all of those things happening in real time. And the dialogue is amazing, the story crafted is fantastic, and if you are an aficionado of waifus, there are too many on this game. I certainly don't mind that kind of aspect in these games. It's fine, it's fun. I used to be way more into that, but now I grew older, don't really care. But you have a lot of options. You can see a lot of different stories with different girls and stuff like that, if you are into that. Definitely one of the games that mostly you didn't really hear about, but it is amazing. It is amazing. Next game, what can I say? What can I say? The moment I touch this game, I cannot let it down. I'm 35 hours locked in. I stay on my PS5. It's the only game I open my PS5 and look forward to opening my PS5, to look forward to touch my PlayStation Portal. It's that amazing. I just love it. You touch the controller, immediately you go into fight mode, you go online. Online is great, story is great, what ifs are great. As a Dragon Ball fan, this is like a dream come true. Like, who wouldn't want this to be? Like, this for me probably is my favorite game right now. I cannot take my head into anything else. Even though I have bought other 3 games in the same time frame, I cannot focus on anything else. All I want to do is wake up and play Sparking Zero. And I don't know, I can't explain it. It is what it is. I love Sparking Zero. Now, another game that made me feel the same way, getting me addicted in the gameplay. You may see other things like AAA or AA developments, and then you see the indie game. This game is seriously addicting. And I'm not talking about gambling and stuff like that, even though, because it uses the poker system, it doesn't have anything to do with it. It's like, I haven't felt that well about a card game ever since Slay the Spire. This game is even better for me than Slay the Spire. It can draw you into this void that all you can think of is how to do better, how to do better, how to do better. And because the gameplay is not that complex, like everything is mostly around your luck and how you decide things. And how you decide things plays a really big role even when you do things to gamble to get bigger scores. So it's a roguelike, you always try to do better and better and better every time. You unlock more difficulties. But when you understand the game and your mind starts reading into this, it is like becoming the feeling of what you have when you play something like Path of Exile or Diablo 4. When you do something you planned mathematically and then it works, and then you're making something like a broken build and you're like, oh my god, you cannot feel the same way with any other game. The dopamine is going crazy and it has nothing to do with cards. So like, it doesn't have to do anything with the cards specifically, that it's like a card game, so like you're thinking it's gambling and stuff like that, but it's not. It's all about the maths. It's like you're making a new build in a game every time and you're trying to perfect it, and that feeling is like nothing else. For me, I haven't found any other game that makes me feel the same way that Balatro does. And when I had it on Steam Deck, like I was trying to hide my Steam Deck, I couldn't be productive. That game is addicting, not in the gambling way, but in the way that you want this feeling. You crave this feeling of feeling good, that you want to keep playing all the time. And the last game, which still, to be honest, it's still placeholder, but judging from what I have seen so far, before it was Persona 3 Reload, but now Metaphor ReFantasio. It's true, it could be recency bias. It could be that I haven't felt about a story that good in JRPGs in a long time. It really feels like Final Fantasy mostly. And I'm glad to see them take another route to do something different outside of what they always do with the high school stuff. Maybe that is why. Like, Atlus is one of my favorite developers. You see like 3 Atlus games in here. Out of 3. And the thing is that probably this game, I'm not too far. Sparking Zero is taking too much time. I'm only like 12 hours. I have done the first dungeon and that's it. Like, I don't have too much to say, but I have the feeling that this game is the potential game of the year that I have still to see, because I haven't finished it yet. Now, I don't care about scores and stuff like this, Metacritic scores, but this game has scored really high, so there is a really high chance that it does really, really well in the actual awards. But for me, so far, it's just one of the part of this. For me to have a completely structured 6-1, which is the best in my heart, the year has to pass. Because I haven't even finished Metaphor, I have been playing only Sparking Zero, and these are just my thoughts about the games specifically that I like this year the most. What are your games? Please leave a comment below with which games you love this year the most. You can be 6, it can be more. For me it's gonna be 6, just for the format. If you wanna follow, you can follow or not. And if you have any quirky game that you may think people don't know, leave it in the comments and we will check it out. Thank you for watching and see you next time.